This generation is it's gonna kill me, bro. Like I'm being too real, guys. This generation is gonna destroy me. Like I'm just tired of this generation. It's too much. Like why is it that this generation is like this? Being part of this generation, I just feel sad for myself. I feel embarrassed sometimes. I feel like, why am I in this society right here? There are times I'll think to myself like, do I need to be part of this world? Do I need to be part of this society where people all people care about is just social media. All they care about is just like their phone, be on their phones, talk to people. They'll be at work and they don't want to work. The people don't want to work. They'll come to work just to talk. It's basically like a high school session for them. It's basically like a lunchtime. You go to lunch, you talk to your classmates, and that's it. When it comes to social life, they don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want to, engage. They don't want to do nothing. So I'm like, what is society? What does society come to? And if you ask me, it comes to one solution: social media. Instagram, Snapchat, all this social media stuff is just pathetic. I just don't know how people spend so much hours on social media. I just don't understand it. People spend so much money, knowledge, watching TikTok, shorts. What do you gain out of it? Like I just don't know what people get out of it. And I'm to the point where I'm thinking to myself like, what is this? You know? And I was at work and I was we were bringing down some pallets to back out downstairs, in my department. And we'll have two or four coworkers just standing, talking to each other, laughing, looking at us working. Like, are you kidding me? So you tell me that you get hired just to stand around and just talk and just like not do nothing, and you just don't care. You just don't feel like, don't you feel self confidence, like emotion? Don't you feel like, you gotta at least try to help out? Like, don't you want to like at least just help out? And that no. All I see is that you're just standing, talking, laughing on your phones, all that kind of stuff, And it's just, I'm thinking to myself like, why are you even in this job? There are homeless people outside who actually want to do something, who actually want to earn money, who actually want to take care of themselves, who actually would love to work. I'll go on my break sometimes. I'll go on my lunch break. I'll go outside and I'll see homeless, Hispanic people. I'll see this lady. We had 3 kids, just like sitting down. They'll have a yellow, what do you call it? They'll have this. What do you call it? They'll have this. They'll have this basket full of lollipops, and they'll just be sitting down. And I'll see their mom be at one location with another child, and I'll just see another child at another location all by herself with their lollipops, and people are just passing by. Grown people are just walking, passing by. Going to their normal day activities, and I'm thinking to myself like, someone like this person could actually work at Home Depot. Someone like this, like some genuine people in this, homeless people definitely work at Home Depot. I mean, look, you don't have to tell me twice. Finding a job in 2026 is hard. I'm gonna make another video about talking about that job, about my next job, or find a different job. But like, you would think that people are genuinely blessed. People are genuinely great that they love this job. They love Home Depot. I mean, look, you don't have to love the job. Just show up to work, and just do your part. At least try to help out. Just and go home, and that's it. But instead, people want to come to the job. Treat it like a high school session. Treat it like they think that they're above the law. They think they know everything in the store. They think that nobody's gonna say anything. Just because I'm a brand new associate. And I've been there for years. He's not gonna say nothing to me. Look. I'm gonna say something, right? I look at people at a job and I'm like, yo, you're not above nobody, bro. Like, I'll come face to face, you'll be like, yo, are you doing this and that? And it's like, just get a point like, yo, you can't even argue with these guys, because even if you tell them something, they're just gonna ignore you. They're gonna look at you like whatever. They're gonna be like, all right, what's this guy talking about? And as soon as you leave your eye out of them, they're gonna look at you like, oh, he can't tell me nothing to do. And then when you have a manager or whoever shows up, they're gonna start like, oh, they're gonna pretend as if they're working, and then they ain't working. Like, you guys, yeah, people are not slick, bro. This generation is not slick. Like, I could actually, I could actually say everything that's going on, but as it gets to a point like, yo, the older you get, the more you gotta, ignore it, because all this stuff right that goes around is just, in your brain. It's just like pressure. You're putting pressure on yourself. You're thinking too much. You're thinking about the job too much. You think about the schoolworkers too much, and it's gonna, like, grow on you every single day that you see this person. You get to the point like, yo, you have to, you're gonna have to, crash out. So I tend to, my mom business, and I just feel so society is just like, if you're not gonna work, what's the point of you getting a job if you're not gonna work? If you're not gonna, like, communicate with coworkers that you work with, what's the point of you coming to work and actually working? And this generation is just hard. Like, I'm part of this generation, but what I'm saying is, like, certain people is just hard to, like, freaking get along with. Certain people just don't care. Some people just don't give a damn, bro. They don't give a toss. Everything, every single time that you leave and you do it. When you leave, as soon as you leave, as soon as you go somewhere else and you come back, they're on your phone again. And I genuinely don't know how parents buy kids phones, like, especially if you're like 9 years old. If you're like around 9 years old to 18 years old, you should know. I feel like you shouldn't have a phone unless you're mature enough to understand what a phone is actually for. A phone is basically just for communication. Basically, just for communication. And when I had my first phone when I was 20, and I had an Android phone, and then after the Android phone, I got another. I had I had an iPhone when I turned 21. So, and I used that iPhone for a long period of time. And yes, you could say I was using Snapchat. I was in high school back then. I was using Snapchat most of the time, and I was using Kick as well. And then it got to a point I'm like, yo, this is not good enough. Because back then it was, a lot of bullshit was going around. Being on Instagram, being on Facebook, being on, TikTok, all those kind of apps. It's like, yo, you mentally suck your brain. You get sucked into it, and people don't realize that. And I got to a point at some point, I think a couple of years ago, that I was like, yo, I'm gonna stop using social media. This is not good for me. It's not good for your health. And I just stopped using it. All social media, I don't use social media anymore. You can find my accounts, but I don't go online no more as much as I used to back then. So now I don't really blame, us kids, us teenagers these days. It's more of like the parents. I would blame. I'll put the blame on sometimes. But sometimes, we have certain parents out there like, yo, they're not really that tough on their kids. I feel like they give kids too much, way too, freedom sometimes, to do whatever they want to do. And it gets to a point that the kids will be like, yo, all right, if my parents are able to, do this to me, I could do this to anybody. And it's crazy. But then when it comes to the job, but when they get in trouble and stuff like that, they want to come up to, some of them will come up to me and be like, hey, Joshua, this and this happened to me, I don't know what to do. Brother, you play music when you're how are you on the floor, you working, you playing music? How are you on the floor and you're not even working and you just standing around being on your phone? And just because nobody tells you nothing doesn't mean that, yo, you can't find nothing to do. At least walk around, do something. All right, you could talk a little bit. I don't mind, talking, standing and talking, because sometimes there's nothing to do. But at least if you're gonna do that, at least just walk around. Walk, at least when you're done talking, at least try and walk around. Figure something to do, customer service. Figure something to some random stuff to do. Don't just stand over there for like 2 or 3 hours not doing nothing and expecting people to tell you what you gotta do. And it's just ridiculous. And when it comes to social life as well, I mean, I just feel bad for, us single guys as well. Because in terms of, like, I keep telling people, like, if you wanna, like, have a girlfriend or, like, get married, I don't think this is the country for it. I know people are gonna say some people are gonna come on me for whatever reason, so I'm gonna put it like this. Based on my opinion, in my personal opinion, I don't think I want to have a girlfriend in this country or get married in this country. Because what's the point of you getting married in this country or having a girlfriend, for example, if all she want, or if she can do 50-50? If you can do 50-50, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's something that I heavily rely on, and also doing a prenup as well. I mean, most girls don't want to do prenup. Like, females don't understand that 50-50 and prenup. For example, prenup as well is more important, because that's like a loyalty test right there. If you can't do with it, that basically fail. If you cannot do a prenup, if I cannot trust you enough, then what's the point? You have some females out there like, well, so you can't trust me that much, so you're not gonna trust me. I mean, we're gonna be in a relationship like this, you're not gonna trust me like that. People just don't understand, and I just don't trust females to the full extent. Like, I'm able to trust you, like, If I talk to you today, how am I? If I talk to you today, I get your number and stuff like that. The next day you get ghosted for no reason, and I'm like, why am I getting ghosted? Like, what did I do to actually deserve to get ghosted? There are so many times in my life back then, like I'll get ghosted for no reason. I'll talk to a couple of girls today, tomorrow you get ghosted, you get blocked for no apparent reason, and you can't talk to them no more. And even if I try to talk to them, they make your life difficult. They make you feel like you did something bad to them. They make you feel like, oh, this guy's not worth me. This guy's ugly. This guy, he's not worth my time. This guy don't have money. All that kind of stuff. So and all of that, you can't do nothing about it. As a man, you can't do nothing, but you just gotta take it in, take it in, take it in, walk away, think about it, and walk away. That's how I do it. I'm not gonna argue with the female talking about, so you're gonna treat me, this is how you're gonna do me like that guy. I'm not gonna argue with the female going back and forth about being in a relationship. If you said no, that's cool. I move to the next person. If you said, oh, this guy don't have this and this, if you're not able to support the person wherever they are in life, and if you're not able to level up yourself, there's no point in being in a relationship, because that's the whole point of our relationship. Level up each other to the full capacity that you guys could do. Level up each day, because every day has its own different experiences, and if you guys can do that, then there's no point in a relationship. I just don't understand how some people, have a girlfriend or have another girl living together. They'll have two girls with one guy. It's just crazy to me. But I just feel for this generation, man. Like I don't know where this generation is gonna go with a couple of years. I just don't know. Like, so all this social media, all this AI stuff it's just bad. And the fact that TikTok never got banned as well. I really got confused with that, because I was actually expecting TikTok to get banned, but like as it stands, it's not gonna get banned. So that's just how I feel about people like this generation these days, the way I see it, and the way the people that interact at my work. Because outside Home Depot, I don't really talk much outside Home Depot. Go to my work and I go home and that's it. So yeah, that's just how I feel about this generation. I don't know. I just don't know where things are gonna go in this generation right here. When it comes to dating, when it comes to society, everything is online now. It's just a scary thing, because you just never know what to believe in. You have kids on social medias as well, of all kind of ages as well. But also being on social media is just wild to me, man. I'll be on the train as well. I'll see kids on the phones, and I'm like, yo, and I can't say nothing, because I'm just gonna look at you and be like, yo, wow, you can't, you doing stuff like this. It's sad, and they don't care. Kids don't really care. I understand. You're a kid. You don't care that much. You're on the phone, TikTok, dancing, and you just don't care. You feel like the world is on top of your feet. You could do anything you want, but you also gotta be careful, because you got other people out there who will do anything, bro. Like, it's just crazy, and I just feel bad, because I just feel like sometimes us teenagers don't deserve, some of us who are actually single and going through life don't deserve to be in a position like this, because we wake up every day, we try the best that we can, go to work, try make a living for ourselves, and you have other people on the other side, who don't care. They think that everything is funny. They think that they could come to work and just laugh, or just be a pain in the ass to other coworkers, and they think it's funny. Where you have homeless people outside, who are actually struggling to earn a living. At least you should be blessed that you got a job. But instead, this generation don't care. They'll rather go do porn. Rather do have sex. Strip club and other kind of stuff that downgrade yourself, downgrade your level, downgrade your body, and it'll make you treat yourself like a little prostitute. Go to strip club, all for nothing, everything for money these days. And it's just sad. It's sad how things are going, and people like that, and it's just crazy to me. But you gotta make choices, I guess. So I guess that's the choice that people make, and choices have consequences. So always think before you make your next choice in life, because your next choice could be your downfall. Your next choice could predict the next thing you do. So yeah, let me know guys think below. What do you guys think about this video? What do you guys think about the title? What do you think? What do you guys think about this generation? Do you guys see any good thing in this generation? If you ask me, I certainly don't. Cause I don't know. You might get lucky. If you get lucky, then yeah. But in terms of finding a girlfriend, getting married in this country right here, I don't think so, man. Go travel somewhere safe. Somewhere you actually feel appreciated. Somewhere that you feel like the girls like you who you are. Because the things that I've actually experienced in this country about me personally, I just feel like, it's bad, being called names, anything you think, I'll be called names. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys think below. Like, comment, subscribe below. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna make another video. Of course, I always try to make 2 videos a day. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.